You guys are all interviewing each other.
Oh, we talking to each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, man, you gotta handle this.
Yeah, I got this. Yeah.
Steve, who's one of the hardest DBs you face? And it doesn't have to be on like the Bills, just like period, like overall.
I say our guys. Once again, our guys like playing against you, playing against T, even with George, with G-Dub, playing against like Ellis Langston. He was always one of those dudes that was competitive every day, no matter if it was cold or hot. You know what I'm saying? So playing against y'all was the most competition. You know, Sundays and the other guys, I didn't even think twice about them. You know. But as far as plays go, like Troy Polamalu, he was the hardest one. He was a safety, you know. Yeah. Just like where was he at? First he lined up down here at the edge, played hike, and he's all the way back in the middle of the field and stuff. You know, so you just got to be aware of that stuff. Yeah. And I thought he was pretty good. You know?
T, what about you? Who was the guy that you for sure is like, yeah, he got a number on me?
Man, it was every Sunday. I don't care if you was whoever was out there. It was difficult to me. If you was on that roster and you was out, they put you out on the field. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely certain receivers that stand out. When Moss was with the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? You definitely didn't want to see that hand raised.
Right.
Want to see, you know what I'm saying? So Moss, Ocho, Cinco, Chad.
Crazy.
Yeah. So every Sunday, man, was a challenge to me.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I got one receiver for sure on the top of my head. Megatron. Boy, that man mossed me so bad in preseason. Man. He mossed me and George Wilson.
What?
Bruh, I'm talking about over the head, just give me that. And I knew right there, I said, this is my second year too, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a long year.
You was at safety or corner at the time?
I was at corner at the time. Okay, yeah, I was at corner at the time.
How'd you feel when you stepped up to the line and he was already lined up? Was it something different? Like, did you think like when he was a kid? You know what I mean? And I'm in this moment now with an elite receiver.
Bruh, it didn't like. Obviously, when you're like in the game, you're not really thinking like, oh, I'm facing. But those timeout breaks. Yeah. You just sit around, you just like kind of observe what's going on. Yeah. When Calvin and I started talking, I was like, I'm talking to Calvin Johnson. Like, I watched you from Georgia Tech, 21, bruh, and now I'm facing you. It was just crazy. I think that moment was like one of those like welcome to the NFL moments. It was like facing him, and then him being an actually good man, like a really good person. Yeah. Like, bro, he was like, hey man, if you ever need something, like don't like hesitate to hit me up.
Nice,
and I was like, bro, I'm a second year guy in the league. You already like, it was just people like that, man, was amazing. Hey, did y'all have any rituals before a game, or like something you had to do before you played or got on the field?
Dang, I did. I tried to stay away from that, so I guess my ritual was trying to stay away from having rituals.
I guess that's a ritual.
Yeah, if something go off, then you thinking about that all the time. So I just tried to not have one.
What about you, T?
I didn't really have no ritual, but for some reason, I guess I had been doing it since like high school, and it's like I guess you do call it a ritual. Is I would always listen to the DMX song "Slippin'." Okay. Why I have it's not a hype song. It's really a depressing song.
That rain,
but it's just like it's like I had to listen to that because I had did it in college, did it in high school. So what's like a good memorable moment for what I'm saying, y'all, good or bad, in the NFL? Like
bad, of course. I started off was my Pittsburgh game. That was the worst game I've ever had in my life. I don't understand how it happens at this moment. Good was playing against Chad and T.O. and actually getting a dub against them, and you know what I'm saying, having a good game. And those are my most memorable, to be honest.
I'll tell you my bad for sure. My second year, I probably was rated the worst cornerback in the whole league that year. Really? And I was like kind of up in the do I continue to play, or am I as good as I think I am? That was probably one of my bads. My good, man, probably just being around T. McGee, George, like my OGs, you feel me? Like those guys taught me how to be a true professional on and off the field. I remember one thing, George used to always while we were warming up before the team and everybody came out, he used to grab kids from the sidelines and just play catch with them.
Yeah, I remember doing that.
Dang, and I could see the impact it gave on those little kids. So I made sure that ever since that moment, before every game, bring 3 or 4 kids, come on the field, have that experience, and just help any way possible. I think that's one of the positives I had.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, for me, I probably had 2. I really got a couple of them, but 2 of them is so I got a older brother that's been in prison since '93. So my older brother, he never really got to watch me play high school football, college football. And his first game, my first season, we played Dallas, and I was able to get into the game. So he was able to, watch that game, and I knew he was able to watch that game, man, because that's really the first time he ever really seen me play organized football. So that was memorable for me.
I'm sure that motivated you to really ball out too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Then I had, a lot of family in the crowd too. And the second one probably because I grew up a Dallas fan, and I remember my second year I had this one. Emmitt Smith was with the Cardinals. I took a kickback on him, and in during halftime when I was coming out, he was coming out with me, and he was like, "Hey McGee," I was like, "Man, this is Emmitt Smith."
Right, I'm trying to.
Yeah, he was
crazy.
he was like, "Hey man, you fast, you fast, man." I was like, "Oh man, I appreciate that, man." Yeah. So that was just crazy, being a young kid watching him on TV, every Sunday, man. He actually, acknowledged me, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's sick right there.
What do you think is best for because when people hear Buffalo, they don't get excited. Like you hear Miami and LA and Arizona, all those warm places, you get excited, you're gonna give yourself something. But when you come out to Buffalo, it's a different experience. Like you have a lot of fun, but it's not the same fun as where you go those warm spots. What is so great about this community and this fan base that we have that keeps having us come back? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the loyalty.
Yeah.
The loyalty as far as it's what do they call it? It's unconditional.
Right.
No matter what happens, you somehow get in this community, you a part of it, and until you know what I'm saying, do some just unloyal things and get out of there. But for the main thing, like the loyalty is solid for me, and that's why I appreciate it.
Obviously, we're all super excited to be drafted in the NFL. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, when I got drafted to the Bills, I was like, man, what? You feel me? So what was y'all's reaction when y'all, when you got your names heard on the TV and you got that phone call? What was your reaction?
Yeah, mine was probably different. When you was picked, team second,
fourth round. Yeah.
Second round. I was picked in the 7th. So when I got picked, I was happy as hell. I got picked by anybody.
Right.
At that time, like, man, what's going on? 7th round? Shoot, I'm in there. I was like, if I can get in through the back door, I'm in there. I'm gonna try to make my way. So that was my thoughts. I was just happy with whoever got me. I'm gonna go to work.
Yeah, mine, like I told y'all before, I didn't want to go to the 2 coldest teams that I remember. I was like, I did not want to play in no cold weather.
Yeah.
So I got drafted on that Sunday. So I was actually asleep when they called me. So my uncle had called me. He was like, "Hey," I don't know why he said it, but he was like, "The New York Giants said they finna draft you." So I was like, "All right, So I put the phone down and went back to sleep. So when the phone rang again, I thought it was the New York Giants. And he was like, "Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, man, you happy to come to Buffalo?" I was like, "Yeah." But in the same feeling, it was like, man, like you said, I just happy to get drafted, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to matter about the cold team and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, man, I was just happy to get drafted.
What was the first thing y'all bought? What's something outrageous that y'all look back and be like, why'd I buy that?
You know what? I ain't gonna cap. It wasn't nothing bad because I didn't have nothing, so I wasn't about to go crazy.
Right.
I actually bought Terrence card from him.
Oh,
You know,
word?
I got paid and I ended up buying T. McGee card.
There you go.
And I still got it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't really go crazy. Really, I didn't do nothing wild.
What about you, T?
Oh, I bought my mom's house. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go.
I definitely don't regret that, but
No,
probably something I didn't do. My second contract, I didn't really do
Didn't do much?
too much, yeah.
By that time, it's
Yeah.
like we done been through those meetings and we listened. Like I feel like our community, our locker room in Buffalo was different. It was no real like knuckleheads that was really trying to go against the grain. Like we had guys in there that wasn't being doing too much splurging, so we kind of didn't really have that vision to go out and spend. We had like a smart locker room, you know, some real solid OG.
I feel like that's another plus of being in Buffalo, man. You don't really, it doesn't give you the itch to go out there and spend cash and whatnot. It's very like blue collar out here. People work hard for the money.
Most
and
definitely,
really, they don't like to show off that they got money, or they just want to have a great time and take care of their families, and that's something I picked up here while being in Buffalo.
Yeah, you can go ahead and go buy you a Lambo when that snow comes. You'll get towed.
For sure. Well, hey man, I appreciate. These are my OGs, man. These guys brought me in. They brought me in when I, didn't have nobody here. So, Terrence McGee, Stevie Johnson, Aaron Williams, man. Bills Mafia, we appreciate y'all, because without y'all, there wouldn't be no us. So we appreciate y'all, man.